Alright, hello, and welcome to the stream. I do apologize for postponing from last night, but I got home and immediately, laid down on the couch, and I was like, man, I'm really sleepy, and then I just fell asleep, and then I woke up at, 6:30-ish, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to bed. So that was basically last night. Anywho, I've got two new teams here. I also cobbled together a little bit of two other teams as well. Next week, I've got a lot on my plate. Actually, I'm going to have a very, very busy week. And I might not have a whole lot of time to dedicate to just creating a team or, doing any kind of research. So I kind of put one together a little bit ahead of time, but I don't know how well they're going to work. They're a little bit fast and loose, but I still put them together. We can take a look at those two just on a surface level, but I don't have any information or anything in the description about those teams, just the two that we're going to be using tonight, Team 1 and Team 2. And we will just go over those. And the first team here that I have, I really wanted to put together something that really took advantage of Stonejourner's ability, Power Spot, which basically is a free life orb for your partner. And I thought, how funny would that be if I partnered that with something like Friend Guard? I can't have them both at the same. I can, but they don't work really well together in doubles because Power Spot powers up the Mousehold, and then Mousehold powers up or protects the very delicate Stonejourner. And if you didn't know, Stonejourner is very, very delicate. Physical defense wise, great. It's pretty good. Special defense, it has the same special defense as Caterpie. So this thing just looks at a drop of water and just dies. So I did give it a Focus Sash just in case we do take any kind of special hit, really. And it's also got Protect and Wide Guard, hopefully staying in the game for as long as possible so I can get that Power Spot juice going. But what I really like about this team here is that I've got quite a lot of synergy. Basically, the only Pokemon that kind of stands on its own and doesn't really need any kind of support from anyone is the Annihilape. And the Annihilape is a Final Gambit Annihilape, which I don't mind, but he's basically just going to go in there, Final Gambit, and just, get out. And he's basically there just to take down, very, very specific threats like Chi-Yu and, he probably wouldn't kill a Dondozo. I think Dondozo's HP maxes out at 218 or something like that. And Annihilape can only do 217, so wouldn't be able to kill a Dondozo. But I would be able to, hurt it quite significantly. And then Team 2 is kind of a rehash of the Sandstorm team that I had a few weeks ago, where I didn't really do very well with it. I don't really know if that's because I just didn't really know how to use it very well, or if, just Sand is just not great in general. Well, compared to Sun and Rain, it isn't really, but I'm hoping that I can really do something with the Sandrush Houndstone and the Earth Eater Orthworm. So I'm really hoping that I can do something there. And then I do also have Gastrodon on that team because pretty much nothing on this team wants to get wet. And Gastrodon is there to just eat all of that water. The other two teams that I have for possibly next week are these teams here. This one is a physical Dondozo that actually does have the order up, so the actual form of Tatsugiri is important here. And basically what it is just a team that I either set up Dozo, or I set up Mimikyu, or I set up Chen Pao, which I don't know how well that's going to do. I have 2 supports on that team, well, technically 3 if you count Tatsugiri. And I don't know. This team, though, I thought was pretty interesting. Excuse me. With the introduction of Home, Rabska gets access to Cosmic Power. And what Cosmic Power does is it increases your defense and special defense at the same time, which is really, really good. The downside is that Rabska's not super tanky on its own, so it kind of has to build that up a little bit, a few times, really. So what I was thinking with this team is that I could put Cosmic Power on Rabska with Cosmic Power with stored power, and have Instruct on Oranguru there to, like, you know, get double each turn, and see how well that does. And then I also have Ndidi on that team as well to boost the damage from stored power as well, and just some protective coverage from Iron Bundle and Wo Qian. And then these 2 teams are... why can't they be used? What did I do to those? Oh, they have the same item, that's why. But anyway. So that's basically the idea for those. But these are the 2 teams that we're going to be using, is Power Spot and Sandstorm. So let's get into it. Really, the star on this team, though, is going to be the Armor Rouge. And what I plan to do is maybe start with Ndidi. Start with Ndidi Annihilate. Annihilate goes in for the final gambit. Annihilate goes down, takes down whatever attacker with him. And then I put in the Armor Rouge and then do stuff with the Armor Rouge. And if Ndidi's still in there, then I will take Ndidi and swap it for the... Stonjourner. But we'll see how that goes. It's kind of a complicated team. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to use it, but we'll try. Alright, so we've got Amoonguss, Tinglu, Fluttermane, Chiyu, Gyarados, and Glamora. So kind of a slow, bulky team. Basically all of his damage is going to come from Chiyu Fluttermane, which is fine. Essentially what I want to do is I want to put in Annihilate in there and just murder the Chiyu, like, right away. So let's open up with that. Although I don't think that I'll be able to take out... Well, of course I'm not going to be able to take out Tinglu, but I also probably wouldn't be able to take out the Amoonguss, but everybody else would go down to a final gambit, except for, of course, Fluttermane, which is immune to it. So let's open with these guys here, and we'll take Armor Rouge in the back. And we'll put in Stonjourner in the back as well, just in case we find a spot to take him. Let's see what we get. Fluttermane, Glamora. Okay. I can live with that. Second Surge goes out. Now, if this Glamora, or this Fluttermane has boosted speed, I might... Okay, it doesn't have any... excuse me. It does not have any speed boost. So we're going to Final Gambit into the Glamora, and then with Ndidi, we are going to... I think I'll go for a Follow Me just to draw any attacks that might go into Annihilate, just in case that Fluttermane does outspeed for some weird reason. Whoa. Okay. Moonblast comes out, and it does go into Indeedee, so good thing I did do a follow me there, because that would have just destroyed our final gambit. And Lamora goes back and doesn't drop any spikes, so great for us. And actually, let's go in with Stonjourner first and get a heavy slam onto Fluttermane there. It should KO. I did do a few chunks. There are a few situations where Fluttermane may survive. But with as much speed investment as this thing does, I don't think it's very well invested in defense, so pretty sure that a heavy slam is going to take it out. And we'll go with a follow me again, just to avoid any special attacks finding their way over to Stonjourner there. And we'll see where this goes. If he can figure out what he wants to do. Probably Thunder Wave and another Moonblast, if I have to guess. Okay, we're gonna Terra. What are we gonna Terra to? Okay, we Terra the Gyarados to Steel. Okay. I imagine that's more defensive than anything. Out. Indeedee just eats that up. And Indeedee does get taunted, which is really fine, honestly. Oh. Flutter. Oh, okay, it was sashed. Okay. I was like, wow, did it just live on 1 health? Weird. Alright, I am going to protect with Stonjourner here. And we are gonna go for I'm gonna go for Dazzling Gleam. I might not survive because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be outsped by both of them, and they're probably gonna double into Indeedee. But that's honestly fine. Stonjourner is actually powering up Indeedee for this. Oh, he threw a Shadow Ball at Indeedee. Okay. So I get to live and take out the Fluttermane. All right, sure. And if the Gyarados wants to go for Waterfalls into Stonjourner, I'm really not that worried about it because, like I said, Stonjourner has just kind of incredible amount of defense. He also has decent HP, and I'm fully invested in HP and defense on this thing. So, a Waterfall really isn't going to hurt me too awful much. But let's go for a Body Press into Tinglu and get that super effective damage on it. And we will continue to Dazzling Gleam until that taunt wears off. Waterfall comes out. Okay, Indeedee gets taken out. That's fine. And we do a significant amount of damage to Tinglu. So he goes for a Sand Tomb, which is interesting. I think, though, that we lose our Psychic Terrain this turn, though. Which kind of sucks, because I kind of squandered that. Oh, we don't. Do I have 1 turn left of it? Psychic Terrain, 1 turn left? I sure do. Alright. So, let's go for... actually, I'm going to go for a Protect here, just to keep Stonjourner around. We are going to Terra Psychic here. And we will go for an Armor Cannon. Well, yeah, I'm going to go for an Armor Cannon here, just because we're not really well set up for Expanding Force. It's no damage on Tinglu and resisted on Gyarados. So, yeah. But that Gyarados is not in a great spot. Yeah, he could hit me with a Waterfall, which is going to be fine. I'm no longer weak to water. And my Armor Rouge is actually fully invested in special attack and defense. So that Gyarados is, yeah, super toast. Ruination comes out. That'll take me down to half, which is fine. I will be completely fine there. But I don't think Tinglu has any special attacks to really threaten Stonjourner with, so we're just going to go kind of offensive with it, and we're going to go for an Energy Ball into Tinglu. And if Stonjourner, like before, outsped his Tinglu, then the Armor Rouge is definitely going to outspeed, even with no investment. And then Energy Ball should be enough to take it out. Oh, wow. Okay. So maybe he's got Assault Vest on. But, oh well. We did it. First match, we win. Was a little weird, though, that he went for a Shadow Ball into Indeedee. I think maybe he just wasn't used to Indeedee, or just, you know, forgot Indeedee was also normal Psychic instead of just Psychic. Who knows? We are gonna continue. Oh, I spent most of today totally fine, like sinus-wise, and as soon as I sit down to actually like start talking to, you know, something or someone, my sinuses immediately are like, "Hey, we're gonna do sinus pressure about that," and here I am. All right, a Sun team, Sun and Trick Room probably. With a Gumshoos. God, I hate that thing so much. Gumshoos is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon. I hate its design. I hate everything about it. It's a dumb Raticate is basically what it is. And in the game that we got it, we already had a Raticate, so we didn't even need it. And Vivian. Vivian, Armor Rouge, Indeedee, Torkoal, Gumshoos, and Oranguru. I really don't like that team. They're all special, so Stonjourner really does not want to do anything against that team. And depending on what he can do, he could really pivot on being hyper offensive or hyper defensive with that Vivian on his team. So let's start with this guy. And then, actually, what I think I'll do is start with this guy. Because if he starts with Oranguru, I want to take out Oranguru like ASAP. And you know what? We'll take these guys in the back. Ideally, though, if I can trick that ring target onto something, then I might be able to get away with a little bit more. What I could do, too, is if his opener isn't really super advantageous for me, I can U-turn out with Annihilate and swap to, like, Indeedee or something and put up Psychic Terrain. But this is kind of what I wanted. I don't quite know what Gumshoos is going to do. I don't think Gumshoos gets Follow Me. So I think I'm safe to do a Final Gambit onto the Oranguru there. But I think what I want to do is I'm actually going to U-turn into the gumshoes. Okay, he's going to go for a protect. That's okay. Go for a final gambit, and that should take out the armed guru, so no trick room. Mousehole doesn't go back, but that's okay. I'm gonna send out in Didi here. He sends out his Indeedee. Okay. So his Psychic Surge goes off, meaning that I'm slower. So had we been in Trick Room, I would have been set up to be a little bit stronger there. But, oh well. I'm not too afraid of either one of them, really. But I'm still really leery about what that Gumshoes is going to do. So let's go for a Dazzling Gleam, break any sashes there might be. And let's go for a U-turn into Indeedee and just get that super effective damage. Okay, so he goes for a Follow Me. That's fine. We'll still get the spread move of... we'll still get the spread of Dazzling Gleam, but the U-turn goes into exactly who I wanted it to. And he's got an eject button. Okay. So who's coming in? Can't read Chinese. Torkoal. Okay. So Torkoal comes in. That's actually kind of good for me. Reason being is I'm going to send out an Armor Last Resort. Okay. But having Mousehole stay in there really helped me because I don't think Indeedee would have lived that without the front guard. But let's go for... well, I don't think Follow Me is going to really help, so let's just go for a Dazzling Gleam again, and we'll go for a Super Fang into Torkoal just to chunk it down a bit, because Torkoal is Torkoal and just tanky. And it missed. Alright. Okay, Mousehole goes down. And he comes out and Didi goes down. Okay. So we're not in a great spot, but what I might be able to get away with is when I put in Armor Rouge here. Again, Armor Rouge is heavily defensive, so I might be able to get away with doing going Terra here and getting away with an Expanding Force into both of them and knocking them out. I'm definitely going to be faster than the Torkoal. Torkoal is Torkoal. And I'm also immune to his fire moves, so I don't care how good from Torkoal. Just a hideous amount of damage. So I'm boosted in the Psychic Terrain, I'm boosted from my Twisted Spoon, I'm boosted from my Terra, and Expanding Force gets an additional boost to Psychic Terrain and also becomes a spread move. So yeah, there's really no living that, to be honest. So then we get Indeedee, and I am going to take advantage of this lovely weather and go for a Armor Cannon into... Okay, battle is canceled. One of the very few instances where I go down to 1v3 and I'm not worried about it. Again, I don't know what was with the Gumshoes. Like, yeah, it used Last Resort, but why... Why do you care? Like, you could do Last Resort with so many other better normal types. I don't understand. Like, what... It does have 110 base attack, but it's only got a base 45 speed. So I guess in a Trick Room setting, that would be kind of okay. Yeah, Last Resort has a base 140 damage, so I could see how that would be pretty impactful. But I guess his only two moves were Protect and Last Resort, because that's how Last Resort works. It just seems so bizarre to me. Oh, well, okay. Here's what it does. So, its hidden ability is adaptability, so it gets double stab. So, it's kind of weird that it didn't Terra, but you could Terra, have adaptability, have Last Resort, and just do gross amounts of damage with that. Huh. I'm never using Gumshoe, so that's never happening. But that would be just a nasty, nasty amount of damage. I mean, honestly, the biggest weakness to that team, of course, is ghosts exist. So, and also rock in steel, like, you're still gonna do half damage. But even then, after all those bonuses, even if you weren't Terra, that would still be a gross amount of damage. I actually, you know what? I'll keep this up and I'll do a calc later and just see how much damage it would do to, like, you know, like Ting Lu and stuff, with all of their defense up. Interesting, but I'm never running with that because Gumshoes is terrible and ugly, and I hate it, and it's useless. Like, it's Eradicate. Like, that's what it was. And we still got actual Eradicate that generation it came out. Why does it exist? It doesn't need to exist. And they could have done a Mongoose Pokemon so much better. So much better. And actually, I don't know if Hawaii has any Mongoose-like creatures on it that were, like, introduced, but where I'm from, also an island in the Pacific, there was a problem with venomous snakes, so they introduced Mongoose to the island to take care of the snakes, and which was really dumb because I don't remember specifically, but, like, the snakes are nocturnal and the mongoose are diurnal, so that's, like, they would never really see each other, like, except for, like, evening and night, or evening and dusk. But it has, like, its own story, and, like, it's a mascot and all this other stuff, and yeah. So I have always wondered if that was the basis. Like, is it from my island, or is it actually, like, a thing in Hawaii too? But anyway, our opponent has Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, Chien-Pao, Ting Lu, Dragonite, and Scizor. Okay, all physical threats except for that Rotom Wash. So let's actually start out with kind of our core here. And then we will bring these nerds in the back. I think that's probably the ticket. With so much physicality on his team, other than that Rotom, I'm not super worried about Stonjourner, like, going down super quick. But I bet you he opens with that stupid Rotom. Okay. So, those guys. What I think I might do, though, is I might immediately swap. Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to immediately swap in GD. I think what I'll do is I will stick around long enough to get a Dazzling Gleam off and break Multiscale on Dragonite there and break Chien-Pao's Sash. I think that's what I want to do here. And then, well, Let's go for a final gambit into... Well, crap. I gotta go for a Fall of Negan to protect Annihilate. Final gambit into Dragonite. So Ice Spinner comes out and into DD, which sucks because then my terrain gets crashed. But at least Dragonite goes away. So I don't have to worry about Dragonite and extreme speed nonsense and all that other fun stuff. And I'm actually going to throw out Armarouge here right away. And what I want to do is call back Indeedee. I'm going to call back Indeedee and go out for Stonjourner here. And you know what? Well, no. I am going to protect here. Stonjourner should be able to take whatever punishment these two want to do. Even if it's an Earthquake, I'm kind of not worried about it. Although I doubt it's going to be an Earthquake just because I'm sure he doesn't want to break his own sash. Stomping Tantrum. Okay. Into my Protect. That's kind of ideal there. And I'm going to go for a Body Press into Chien-Pao over there. And he's just going to continue to Ice Spinner, so I'm really not safe to bring Indeedee back in. But we are going to go for an Energy Ball into the Chien-Pao to break Sash. Or at least kill it, because the Heavy Slam might actually just take it down to Sash. Or the Body Slam, or the Body Press, I think is what I clicked into, because it would be quad damage then. But I do worry about Second Touch, which is not going to happen. Okay, Chien-Pao goes down. And Second Tantrum comes out. Now, no longer super effective on Armarouge. Rotom Wash. And we are going to swap out Stonjourner and get Indeedee back into the fight. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter what... Even if I go for an Expanding Force, it's really not going to matter because it's only just going to hit into... You know what? Let's do it. It's going to suck if he protects, though. But I don't think... I think he's going to get greedy and going to go for like a Hydro Pump or something into Stonjourner. And it's just going to connect with Indeedee. Indeedee's probably not going to live here, which is fine. I just wanted to set up the terrain again. Okay, he goes for a Hydro Pump into Armarouge. Okay. Doesn't affect Ting Live, which fair. But I don't think... Oh, Rotom actually lived. And it has a Citrus Berry. I hate that. Stomping Tantrum. Now Armarouge goes down. And it was a crit. That crit really probably didn't matter, but you hate to see it anyway. Alright, so we are not looking super great here. Let's go for... I don't think we're going to outspeed the Rotom at all. But let's go for the Dazzling Gleam on with Indeedee, and we'll go for a Protect with Stunjourner, because I'm hoping that he gets greedy and goes for the super effective hits into Stunjourner. Okay, he goes Terra Poison, which sucks, because that means we're not going to do, crap to Tinglu with the Dazzling Gleam. And he goes for a Protect. So I really, really, really wanted him to get greedy, and he didn't get greedy. Okay, Earthquake comes out. Indeedee's dead. It's weird that he went for a Protect on Rotom, because Rotom has Levitate. Like, you didn't need to. It was a good idea that you did, because I probably would have knocked it out, but not necessary to avoid that Earthquake damage there. Alright. So, we just didn't really have the firepower there. I knew, like, going into this with this team, with Expanding Force, obviously, that the Treasures of Ruin were just going to literally ruin everything with this team, just because they carry that Psychic immunity. But, what do you do? Tinglu is clearly the biggest pain in the ass because of how just absurdly tanky it is. What I hoped to do, though, with that ring target on Mousehold, is that I was hoping that I could at some point like switcheroo it onto like a Tinglu so I could hit it. But as I'm finding, I'm not finding like a good spot to bring the Mousehold to do the switcheroo. So it is what it is. So we've got Iron Treads, Gyarados, Talonflame, Dragapult, Brute Bonnet, and Chien-Pao. So let's start. Oh, communication error. Was it mine? I think it just went up. What? Let me refresh here and see if I go down or up. Weird. Okay. Well. Sure, I guess. I have too many drinks going. I'm that level of ADHD where I'll like have a drink for each room, and then sometimes I don't discover them for days, and then forget how long it's been, and then take a sip, and then just die, instantly poison myself. All right, let's see who we get. I don't know though, like, how much value I'm getting out of Stunjourner, to be honest. Because, like, without Stunjourner, I'm still doing just an absurd amount of damage. And usually when I've had him out, I've not been able to take advantage of that damage. So I don't know if I'm getting really good mileage out of him. So we're against Saito, and he's got Mousehold, Annihilate, Flutter Mane, Amoonguss, God, Gyarados, and Glamora. So let's start with my own Annihilate, which could be bad if, depending on, who he starts with. We'll bring you, and I'll bring you guys in the back, I think. see how well we do with that. Again, I don't know how much mileage we're really getting out of Stone Joiner there with the power spot. So, Mousehold Annihilate. This could be interesting. That Mousehold also could have Follow Me. And he could also be Final Gambit. So, this will be fun. Let's go. I'm going to go for the Final Gambit into the Mousehold. And we will go for... you know what? I'm going to go for a Dazzling Gleam just to break any sashes. Okay, he used Protect. That's fine. So I know he's not Scarfed, and I know he's not Final Gambit. I mean, he could be, but it would be weird to run Final Gambit without Scarf. But Mousehold isn't going to be doing anything terribly threatening this game. So Indeedee goes for a Dazzling Gleam and hits Protect, and nothing happens. And let's go for... I'm going to go for my own Mousehold just to add insult to injury, but the reason why I'm doing it this way is I don't want to throw Armor Rouge into a ghost threat, like, immediately. So, he's got a Glamora. God, I love Glamora shiny. That, like, tea leaf blue is just so pretty. Alright, so let's go for... you know what? I'm gonna go for a Super Fang into Glamora there, and we will go for a Dazzling Gleam. Okay, he goes for a Spiky Shield. That's fine. We'll take a little bit of damage on Mousehold there. Yep, great punch. Kind of figured that was coming. But the Dazzling Gleam should do a significant amount of damage to Annihilate here. Oh wow, it really didn't. Alright. And it is leftovers, okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go for a Switcheroo onto Annihilate. Well, Switcheroo is like really isn't gonna do much. I guess, yeah, just go for a Super Fang onto Glamora and just do damage to it. So, yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, okay, go for it. I'm kind of fine here, really. Glamora's probably just going to take out Mousehold, which is totally fine. We can come in with... oh, and it's a crit for a whole 7 damage. We can come in with Armor Rouge, and we'll go... Volterra, we'll Expanding Force, we'll hit both of them for super effective damage. And we'll just make a thing of it. But I am a little bit worried. Well, I'm not super worried, actually. His Rage Fist is building. It's got 2 stacks now, and I've got Follow Me on Indeedee, and Indeedee's immune to Rage Fist. So I'm not pressed about it. So we will go for an Expanding Force here, and we will go for a Follow Me to avoid that Rage Fist. But he's probably going to go for a Spiky Shield onto Glamora, which, fine. Excuse me. I am going to take a little bit of a break here. My husband just came home, and typically he gets home at about 5, but he got hung up at work, so we haven't had like any like time to like catch up for the day. So I am going to take a wee little break after this fight. So he did go Terra Fire, which does get rid of his psychic weakness, but I don't think that's really going to save him from just the stupid amount of damage that this is going to do. So what does he do? He goes for Drain Punch. Okay, so not a big fan of that on Indeedee, which is fine. He's going to go back up to full, which... bulky Annihilates are bulky Annihilates. But now that he's back up to full, I don't know if this is actually going to KO because of how bulky it is. Okay, it didn't KO. But it significantly hurt him. We take a little bit of poison damage, which is A-okay. He is definitely going to go for a Protect here. To waste my Psychic Terrain, which sucks, because this is my last turn of it. So we will just go for the Expanding Force, and you know what? I'm going to go for a Helping Hand. Why not? So nobody protects. Oh, okay, he did protect. Never mind. Helping Hand goes out before Protect. Okay, Power Gem comes out. Indeedee just takes that hit, no problem. No damage on Annihilate, unfortunately. But at least we got rid of Gomorrah, and we only have one set of spikes down, which honestly doesn't matter because we're down to our final 2, so we're not swapping. Armor Rouge was hurt by its poisoning. Weirdness disappeared from battlefield, which, not great for us. Okay. So, I have a choice. I can take out... well... it's not really a great choice. Let's go for an Expanding Force just on Annihilate here, because it can't protect. And we will go for a Follow Me on Indeedee to protect it from the sleep that is definitely coming for it, and possibly the Rage Fist, but it's probably going to be another Drain Punch. Okay, he goes for Rage Powder. So Indeedee goes down. That sucks. I am going to get a little bit more... I might not take it out, though. Going to get a little bit damage on that. Okay, it does take it out. But, unfortunately, what he can do is just Rage Fist into me, and I don't think I'm going to be able to live that. What I can do, though, is... I hate to say it, but I could... well... a Protect here really isn't going to help me other than, you know, protect his Protect, which would be stupid. Let's just go for an Expanding Force and just, you know, hope he doesn't click Rage... okay, he clicks Rage Fist. And we super don't live that. So... okay, that fight, we just really couldn't compete with the absurd amount of support he gave his Annihilate. That whole game, his entire team was just there to support Annihilate. And I couldn't handle it. And then Annihilate, I bet, was max HP, a little investment in defense, little investment in special defense, and probably a little investment in attack. I would love to see the stats on that, but of course, not how it works anymore. But I am going to take a little bit of a break. We are going to switch teams, and I will be right back. See you in a minute. Alrighty, I am back. Sorry I took a little bit longer than I normally do. Just wanted to catch up with the husband and see what he was up to and that sort of thing. I did have something to say, but now I forgot. Anywho, let's continue, but with our Sandstorm team now. I think our Armorers team did really well, but of course, it basically, you throw out Tinglu, and I can't do shit. So, it does suffer in that respect. But, I mean, Tinglu is just kind of a tanky problem for everyone, to be honest. But let's see what we can do with this team. With the Sandstorm, though, I don't necessarily have to bring Tyranitar, because I do have the Sandaconda with Sandspit, which isn't usually its preferred ability. Usually you want to go with Sand Veil, so it might get, you know, the lucky miss here or there. But I figured going, like, semi-defensive with it and, like, putting a red card on it would just be super disruptive. And basically what I want to do with the Sandaconda is just be as disruptive as humanly possible. I've got Glare on it. It's just... It's just going to be kind of a nightmare for everyone. Alright, we're against Kirino. So, they've got Dragonite, Golden Go, Tinglu, Chenpao, Amoonguss, and Corviknight. Unfortunately, that whole team does not mind the Sandstorm, because half of them are going to be immune to it anyway. And the Dragonite and Chenpao, I guess, kind of make it a little bit better because they really rely heavily on staying at max HP for as long as possible, and one chip of Sandstorm damage just ruins their multi-scale and Focus Sash. So, not horrible, but also not great. And then Amoonguss just does Amoonguss things. So, let's bring in... I'm gonna start with the Tyranitar first, because I am Terra flying, and if I have the opportunity to murder that stupid mushroom, I'm going to take it. Let's go in with Orthworm. Well, let's go in with Garchomp, Orthworm in the back, and our Sand bestie in the back. Also on my break, I also had to call my mom real quick and share some information. Alrighty, so Sandstorm's not going to do anything to anyone in this setup here. So let's actually go for a you know what? I am gonna Terra here. I'm gonna go for a Smackdown onto Bird Friend over there, and we are gonna go for an Earthquake and hopefully hit it. Well, you know what? No, because we're not faster. We're going to be faster than Tyranitar. Let's go for a Protect here. He's likely going to go for a either a Tailwind or something. And then Tinglu's going to, I don't know, Heavy Slam, something. Earthquake, maybe. If he does go for an Earthquake, that'd be great, because then I'm just going to, like, really hurt him, make him hurt himself by knocking Corviknight out of the air. Interestingly, though, the Smackdown doesn't remove the flying type, but it does remove... Oh, he does. Cool. It does remove its immunity to ground. So it's going to hit, and it's going to hit super effective, and he takes out his own Pokemon. Ah! Great. You love to see it. Thanks for doing my work for me. Gotta love it. God, that'd be so frustrating. I'd be so tilted. Okay, so Chen Pao comes out. Great for us because all we have to do is take him down to Sash, and the sand is just going to murder him. So let's go for... Well, you know what? Both of us really don't want to take an ice attack, really. Can I safely double switch? I can safely double switch. Let's go for Earthworm, and we will go for Helmstone. None of us, because now I'm flying and quad weak to ice, none of us want to take an Ice Spinner, especially with Chen Pao, Sword of Ruin, Blade of Ruin, or whatever it is ability is that lowers defense 25%. None of us really want to take that ice damage. But if he does go for an Earthquake, Earthworm's just going to eat that up. Okay, he swaps out Ting Lu. So we all go for the switches. And none of us are weak to any of the ice nonsense. So Ice Spinner goes out, going to go for Earthworm. Not going to do a whole lot to Earthworm. And just like that, Sash and Multiscale are broken. Let's go for... Let's go for a body press into Chen Pao. Even with it not being boosted, that should take Chen Pao out, to be honest. And I don't want to trick here because I don't want to give them any more of an attack boost than they already have. But we'll go for a play rough onto the Dragonite. And it misses because that's our luck. It's gotta miss. And Houndstone just eats shit. Okay. Earthworm lives. Thanks to our ridiculous amount of defense. And Chen Pao's not moving that ever. So he's down to his final 2. I've got 3. So we are sitting kind of pretty. I am gonna go for... do I go for Tyranitar here, or should I go for Garchomp? Let's go for Tyranitar. Oh no, our special attack. Whatever will we do? I am going to go for a body press here into Ting Lu. I don't think Earthworm's going to live, but that's kind of okay. And we will go for a smackdown onto Dragonite, and hopefully, we can... Okay, go for a protect, that's fine. I was going to say, hopefully we can remove its ground immunity and get Ting Lu to do our work for us again. So that doesn't happen. What's he gonna do? Rock Slide. Okay. At least we don't have to worry about the flinching from Ting Lu with Rock Slide because, obviously. But we are gonna go for another body press because why not? And we'll go for the smackdown onto Dragonite. Yeah, Smackdown is just stupid gross. But he has Ice Spinner, so Tyranitar does die, which, And the nice thing about it is, I think Smackdown is one of the only rock-type moves that has 100% accuracy. And actually, I don't even 100% know that. It might be 95. Smack down. No, it is 100% accurate, and yeah. One of the only rock moves that has 100% accuracy. And basically all it does is just remove the immunity to ground. It does not remove the flying type, and it does not remove levitate. It just removes the immunity. Which is important, because if, like, I had hit that Corviknight with, like, an electric attack or something, it would still do super effective damage. It still keeps its, what do you call it? Flying type. But we'll go for an Earthquake here. Well, no. I'm going to go for Protect, actually, because I bet you he goes for an Ice Spinner into Garchomp. Betcha. Okay, he goes Terra Normal, so I actually would have been fine going for a Earthquake, but I bet you he's going to go for an Extreme Speed into Earthworm. But I really wanted to click... Oh, he goes for Electric. I really wanted to click into the Earthquake because I wanted to heal Earthworm with it, but didn't pan out there. Now, biggest problem that we are facing now is that I'm pretty sure that Dragonite is going to be faster than us, and I don't really have a great way of taking it out in one hit. It doesn't have Flying type anymore, so it's no longer immune to ground. Really, Earthquake is my best option. Unless I am faster and I can get a flinch with Rock Slide, which I don't think I am faster. So I'm probably safest with Earthquake and just hoping for maybe a lucky crit or really low defense. But I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, I am faster. Okay. And no. I should have went with Rock Slide and just hoped for the flinch, but it didn't happen. I also have Bright Powder on the Garchomp kit with Sand Veil, just to get those lucky misses, and I didn't get the lucky miss with Ice Spinner there. So basically, what it boils down to is that my whole night is being ruined by Ting Lu, like hardcore. Basically, one of those moments where have you been personally victimized by Ting Lu? Raise your hand. And me. To my knowledge, Mop, there are no normal moves that can hit ghosts under normal circumstances, except for struggle. You'd have to, like, put a ring target onto a ghost for it to get hit by a normal move. Or, if you have the ability Scrappy. If you have Scrappy, then you can hit ghosts with normal moves. There's also Odor Sleuth, which hasn't been in the game since, I think, Gen 7, which will remove all immunities, but only for the Pokemon that used the Odor Sleuth. So, like, say if I used Odor Sleuth on, like, Lanoon, and then used Extreme Speed on a Ghost the next turn, it would hit, but my partner would still hit not effective if it hit that Ghost with a normal move. Does Foresight remove type immunity? It might. I don't know. Foresight was also one of those moves that, like, never got any usage whatsoever. You could be right. I don't know, though. I don't have enough knowledge on Foresight, but that does sound correct. Anyway, enemies got Iron Hands, Hydreigon, Kingambit, Dragonite, Gallade, and Fluttermane. Let's just start with... excuse me. Let's start with these two here. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's start with this one. And we'll bring you in the back. I'm not too worried about water here. Um, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that was fun. I remember watching your stream when you were doing your soul lock on Soul. Was it Soul Silver or was it Gen 2? I don't remember, but I do remember like hyping you up and being like, "Yeah, you got this," and blah blah blah. And then you going against Whitney, and then Whitney's just like, "Haha, just kidding. I've got Scrappy," and just stomped your fucking Ghastly into the dirt. And I was just like, what the fuck? This bitch is out for blood. Alright, so we got Iron Hands and Friend. Let's go for... not super worried about their moves here. But let's go Terra here, because I don't want to take a fighting move, like, right off the bat. And I am probably going to take the Gallade out in one hit. And let's go for a Play Rough into Iron Hands. And if this Play Rough misses, I'm just going to scream. Because that miss last game really cost us a lot of traction. I doubt Iron Hands is going to hit with an electric move, like, right off the bat. So I feel safe going Terra Flying here in front of an electric type. Okay, he goes for a Fake Out, so that sucks. But we do get the Play Rough off. It does do a considerable amount of damage. And he goes for a Psycho Cut. Interesting. Alright. I am definitely going to be faster than the Iron Hands, though. So let's go for a Terra Blast into the Gallade, and we'll go for a Play Rough into Iron Hands. Otherwise, I would swap. I would swap the Tyranitar here, but I'm not super worried about it. I guess Gallade could go for a Shadow Sneak, but which would suck because I don't think Houndstone would live a Shadow Sneak at this point. Okay, he went for a Protect because he knows what's coming. But we are locked into Play Rough, so Houndstone goes down. That's fine. And we get the Terra Blast off, and that's the end of Gallade. There's no way it's gonna live. Yeah. Gallade's not very tough. Alright. Let's go for... I'm going to go for Garchomp because Iron Hands really can't do a whole lot to Garchomp other than maybe like a Drain Punch, which honestly would be kind of fine. But he probably doesn't know that I'm Sandvale and probably would assume that I am Rough Skin, and he probably doesn't want to touch me if he doesn't have to. I'm going to go for a... I'm still probably faster than the Iron Hands. Let's go for a Smackdown on the Hydreigon. Get rid of its Levitate immunity. And we will go for an Earthquake into Iron Hands. That should take it out. We're probably not going to hit Hydreigon, though. Hydreigon's probably going to, do... It's gonna be, well, you know what? I'm gonna protect it. Let's just do that. Okay, he withdrew Iron Hands, okay. And he sent in Dragonite. I bet he was expecting me to go for an Earthquake and really screw up that Earthquake, which would hit nobody. But he goes for Terra Fire. That is great, because we're about to rock his shit with a Rock-type move. Hydreigon used Heat Wave. interesting thing that I learned today. Wind Rider, which is what Brambleghast gets, is immune to Heat Wave. And in fact, gets an attack buff from it. So it takes no damage and just gets an attack buff. And I kind of got like the machinations in my head churning and turning to like really fuck with Chiyu on that. But I don't think a Chiyu would go for a Heat Wave over a Dark Pulse is the thing. But I thought about it in my head and I was like, ha ha. Alright. So he is no longer levitating. So we can go for an Earthquake and take it out. But what I think I'll actually do is I'll go for a Rock Slide instead. And that should hit both of them. That Dragonite either didn't have multi-scale or that just did a massive amount of damage. Dragonite used Waterfall. Sure. But get fucked, I guess. My Tyranitar is a monster. Tyranitar in general is just a monster, and I think a lot of people, like, especially in Reg C, have really, really slept on Tyranitar. It is ridiculously bulky, just on its own, and then you slap, like, an Assault Vest on it, and it just lives way longer than it needs to. Alright, we're gonna do the Earthquake. Garchomp's Earthquake will go off first, and then Tyranitar's Earthquake will go off. Doesn't matter, so. Goodbye, Iron Man. So, that game, I think he probably could have chosen better with his team, but I think what he was aiming to do is he had a Levitator and he had a Flying type. And I'm sure, like, he thought that would be good enough to kind of counter my ground types. But I think he just forgot that, you know, ground types typically have a lot of rock attacks on them, and just to say nothing of Smackdown, but I think he just forgot that ground types tend to have rock moves. Yeah, we're gonna continue. So we brought the Houndstone that game. He did not do great, which is unfortunate. I'm rooting for Houndstone, but so far not impressed. Like, I would rather just bring Great Tusk, which is saying something because I hate Great Tusk with a passion. All right, a rain team. So you know what that means. We are bringing our Slug. So we got Palafin, Pelipper, Mousehold, Golden Go, Arcanine, and Fluttermane. Let's do this. I'm not going to immediately bring Tyranitar. I'm going to bring these nerds, I think. I'm going to bring these two. And we'll bring you in the back. And do I even want to bring Tyranitar here? You know what? I am going to bring Tyranitar, I think. Yeah, we'll bring Tyranitar. The reason that I want to bring Gastrodon in the back is if he sees me open without Gastrodon, he can't really guarantee that I'm going to have it in the back. Although, if I was bringing water types to, you know, a Sandstorm team and the Sandstorm team had a Gastrodon, I would assume it's in the back. But if he starts with his Pelipper and... okay, so he doesn't. Cool. Okay, when we were shiny hunting for a Great Tusk, I did not hate it. In fact, I wanted one because I wanted to play it because everybody hyped it up and it was doing really well in videos that I see and on TikTok and on Twitter and Instagram and all this other stuff. And then I use it and I'm like, this is fret hot wet garbage. All right, I'm gonna go for a glare onto the mouse hold. And I'm not quite sure what the gold and go is going to do here, but I am going to go for a protect. Okay, he goes for a Super Fang onto Garchomp. Doesn't do anything. Sandaconda does take a little bit of damage, but we are super tanky on Sandaconda. We do get the Sand Spit, and we also get the red card just removal, which kind of helps him because now he doesn't have to suffer with that special attack drop, but he does switch in to something completely favorable. That backfired a lot. Okay, Muscled is now paralyzed. And if it was Sash, it no longer is. Let's go for a Poison Tail into you. I'm actually going to tear here to drop my... Well... what should I do? Well, I don't have to worry about... you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Poison Tail into you, and we will tear ground, and we will Earthquake. Just want to drop my Fairy weakness, and then what I think I want to do after Sandaconda takes damage is try and support Garchomp as much as possible. I'm kind of hoping that Sandaconda goes down. Okay, he goes for a Protect. So I would have been pretty free and clear to go for a Coil, which I probably should have done. But I was kind of expecting the Fluttermane to be pretty aggressive with that special attack boost. Okay, Super Fang, and onto Garchomp, always does 50% health. Fluttermane takes a little bit more chip damage, so does Mousehold. Let's go for a Glare here, and I'm going to go for a Protect, because now I'm expecting it to be a little aggro. See, do any other rock moves have 100% accuracy? Okay, Dazzling Gleam. Sandaconda's not going back, so that's fine. Mouse takes a little bit of damage there. Well, I'm going to send in Gastrodon because I think I'm probably going to get a little bit more value out of Gastrodon. Resisting, well, taking a special hit more than, you know, a super effective hit onto me. Let's go for an Earth Power into... Well, yeah, let's go for an Earth Power. And we will go for a swap. Because I expect Garchomp to take a Dazzle Blade. And being at half health, even though it's neutral damage, I don't think he's going to live. Oh, Shadow Ball. Okay. Tyranitar's just going to eat that up. It's resisted. And Mouse Stuff just gets paralyzed. Yeah. Pretty sure it was going to live that anyway. I just wanted to put a little bit more damage on it. Oh, and it lives. I thought it would absolutely go down. Pretty sure Tyranitar is going to be faster. So let's go for an Ice Beam here, and we'll go for, well, is Iron Head? Yeah, okay. For some reason, I always think that Iron Head is a 90% accuracy move, and it's really not. But I'm sure he's wanting to just slow this down so that he can get the Super Fang off. Oh, he goes for a Super Fang into Gastrodon. I figured he would have gone into Tyranitar to, like, almost guarantee that and the Sandstorm subsides the turn that it was supposed to take out the fucking mice. Whole family of the mice. Let's just go for an Ice Beam on the Mouse Hole there. And we will go for the Iron Head into Flutter Mane there. Okay, so we do that in reverse because Gastrodon's slower. We still live. Iron Head goes out. Of course, Mousehole dies. You were supposed to die last turn, you turd. And we go for an Ice Beam. Hopefully, we get a freeze. That would be great. We do not get a freeze. Oh well. Let's go. I'm gonna go for an Earth Power here. I don't think Tyranitar is gonna live, but we will try anyway. That Follow Me there and the Sandstorm ending the exact turn that he was 1 health really fucked us. Like, super, super hard. So he goes Terra Normal. He's absolutely going to go for an Extreme Speed, and he's going to knock somebody out, and then Fluttermane's just going to do Fluttermane things, and we'll be down to a half health Garchomp. And I'm not optimistic about that at all. Oh boy. Well, this team, because it's not a Trick Room team, super kind of suffers from the speed issue. I kind of hoped that Houndstone would be a little bit, not garbage, but that doesn't seem to really be the case. So, and I don't have, like, any priority on this team either, so the speed is very much an issue. I figured that Houndstone would be honestly all the speed that I would need, and I would be able to perform in a Trick Room if one went down just fine, so, yeah. But, yeah, not so much the case. Even with the Choice Band on Houndstone, it still just doesn't do the damage that I want it to do. And I know it's not like a fault of the design of the Pokemon or a fault of the Pokemon itself, but that first initial play rough and miss, I don't know, man. I see that and I'm just like, well, Garbage. And you know what? Play rough is a 90% accuracy move. That's 90%, right? Most things, 90% is are really good odds. But in Pokemon, it just feels like 90% might as well be 10%. It might as well. All right. So we've got Palafin, Ceruledge, Fire Tauros, Fluttermane, Mouscarada, and Tinglu. Tinglu has been a pain in my fucking ass all goddamn night. The upside is that they're all physical, so Earthworm should do pretty good here. And I could even go Terra Fire and do even better. The only threat then would be Palafin. So let's actually do that. I am going to open with Tyranitar. Well, you know what? No. I'm going to open with you and... probably you. And we'll bring Earthworm here and you in the back. And see how we do. Like I said, my sinuses have been fine all day, and then I sit down to like stream, and then instantly my sinuses just fill up, and then I get this like gross cough in the back of my throat. Alrighty, let's go for a glare onto Ceruledge here, and I am... I'm going to go for a... Well, I'm not quite sure what Palafin is going to want to do. You know what? Let's reverse that. Let's go for a glare onto Palafin, and we'll go for an Earth Power onto Ceruledge. Okay, Palafin goes immediately back. So whatever comes in is going to get paralyzed. So Tauros, that's fine. Probably Intimidate, which this setup really doesn't care about. And you are going to go Terra, probably Grass, and then Terra Blast me with a Grass type move? Yeah. So that's unfortunate. But at least we'll get the paralysis onto Tauros, I guess. Oh, it goes for a bulk up. Interesting. Okay, Tauros is now paralyzed. Earth Power goes off. It's no longer super effective, but still does damage. I'm wondering if that's just a bulky Ceruledge, like the one I run, which would be fair. But we're going to paralyze it. And I am going to go for an Ice Beam onto the Ceruledge. Okay, it goes for a Bitter Blade. Sandaconda eats that up. That's fine. But he's probably going to go back up to full, really. Yeah, he does. But we do get the Sand Spit. And he is going to go right back. So that bulk up did nothing, really. And then who am I Ice Beaming? I'm Ice Beaming Palafin. I didn't want to do that. But he also didn't want to bring Palafin out anyway, because Palafin's not really going to be able to do much to my setup. And at least we get the paralysis on Palafin, so we really, really screwed that Palafin really hard. Sandaconda really isn't going to be doing much at all anymore. So let's go for a Poison Tail into Tauros and just break if it's got Sash. I don't think it does, but we'll pretend like it does and try it. Well, you know what? Nah. We'll go for a Poison Tail into Palafin, even though it's probably going... Well, even if it does Jet Punch, it'll go to right to Gastrodon. And we'll go for an Earth Power into Tauros. Even Paralyzed, still faster. Interesting. But that Earth Power should absolutely knock it out, assuming that Palafin doesn't knock out Gastrodon with something. But it gets fully paralyzed, so good for us. Tauros is, yeah, absolutely toast. The two special defense drops does not do well for the bull. I am dying. Fluttermane comes in. Again, Sandaconda's not living here, so we'll just go for a Poison Tail into Fluttermane just in case. And I'm gonna go for a Recover on Gastrodon. Okay, that one comes out. Gastrodon does not make it. Okay. Palafin used Ice Punch. It didn't connect with anything, so... Fluttermane takes some damage, so breaks any sashes there. Palafin doing Palafin things. We are in a pretty good spot, though. So with Orthworm, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Well, maybe I shouldn't Terrify. Well, he's got Ice Punch. I can't really win. But I don't think he's going to expect the Terrifier at all. And I've got defense for days. I'm going to go for an Iron Defense, actually, and not Terra just yet. So let's go for an Iron Defense. Actually, you know what? I'm going to Terra on Tyranitar, and we'll go for an Iron Head into Fluttermane. Okay, Fluttermane goes back. Who are we bringing back out? I don't remember. Ceruledge, okay. So we do see the Ceruledge. We're going to... unfortunately, Iron Head into Ceruledge, which is at least neutral damage. Decent amount of damage. Okay, Big Crash comes out. And it was a crit. That sucks. Okay, Tyranitar does take chip damage too now because I no longer am Rock. And let's go for a Body Press into Palafin. And he could just Aqua Jet or Aqua Punch or Water Punch or whatever the hell it is into me, but you know, whatever. We'll go for a Terra Blast into Ceruledge. Palafin gets the full para. Cool. Fuck your priority. We super lucked out there. Oh, super lucked out. Palafin's not living that. And it was a crit. Didn't think it mattered, but it was a crit. Yep. Palafin, more like Paraffin, because he melted. And then what? Jesus, that Ceruledge is tanky as shit. Alright. We'll go for a Heavy Slam into Fluttermane, and again, Tyranitar is probably not going to live anything here. So we'll just Terra Blast and pretend like we're going to do something. Yeah, Shadow Ball. Tyranitar's dead. But on the bright side, even if it does go after me with a fire type move, Bitter Blade, yeah, I'm tanky as shit. And it's no longer Ghost, so I can body press into that no problem. Fluttermane goes down because, obviously, thing has 0 physical defense. I think its physical defense is, what, 50? And we will body press into the Ceruledge. So he's just going to go for a Bitter Blade again. Aside from a crit, okay, he doesn't crit, so that's great for us. This should absolutely knock it out. Okay, we get our yummy, delicious citrus berry. And body press. And it fucking lives! How? Please don't knock me out. God, please don't knock me out. God damn it. Holy shit. Why is it so bulky? This, again, I wish I could see their stats so bad. I want to see what the Ceruledge is doing. God. That was a full investment Orthworm, fully invested defense Orthworm with a +2 to defense, and it still knocked me. I still couldn't knock it out with only its +1 defense. Like, are you kidding me? What is your base defense? God. Let's continue this punishment. We are dropping real fast, real hard. Remember when I was in the top 2,000 something? Because I do. But, like every other competitive game, like League of Legends, I'm trying to think of other games that have like a similar like ranking, like ELO ranking system. But basically with every one of those games, it's basically bring what wins or just don't win. Anyway, Annihilate, Amoonguss, Mousehold, Talonflame, Golden Go, and Tinglu. I actually really hate this team because that Mousehold can keep that monstrosity of Annihilate alive forever. Let's start with these two, I think. And just try and do as much damage as fast as possible and as hard as possible. And we'll bring these two in the back. Unfortunately, this whole team has really no way to handle Amoonguss's Spore. Yeah, I do get a lot less salty with Pokemon, just because, like, there's no such thing as a perfect team in Pokemon. Like, even if you brought, like, all of the busted, broken legendaries, you can still lose. And, like, in X and Y, well, specifically, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, when I played competitive, I played with off-meta shit all the time, and I just ran circles around people. That was probably... Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is probably the most fun that I've ever had in VGC. And I remember specifically, it was a normal, it wasn't ranked, but the guy brought Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mega Rayquaza all in one fight. And I played with his butthole, like, the whole game. And then it came down to my Mega Sableye and his Mega Rayquaza, and I just knocked his dick in the dirt. Which really should not happen, but it did, and it was delicious. I'm going to go Terra here, because I don't want to take a Drain Punch to the face, and we are going to Terra Blast Annihilate in the mouth. And we are going to go for a Play Rough into Mouse. But he's going to Terra immediately to fire, so our Terra Blast isn't going to hit super effective, but it's still going to hit pretty hard. So I'm okay with that. Although I'm pretty sure that Mousehole Rune is going to do a follow me anyway, so... Okay, it doesn't go for a follow me, but we do get the... Oh, okay, he's going for the beat up trick on Annihilate. Essentially what you do is you beat up on Annihilate, you get 4 hits on it, and that's plus 4 stacks to Rage Fist, which is super unnecessary because Houndstone probably would have just died with an unboosted Rage Fist. Like, how dare you? So the Terra Blast goes out, so he's at a +5 now, so he's kind of a problem. And oh my god, that did nothing. Holy shit. I was expecting at least half health or more. Holy shit. Well, I guess I'm gonna send in Garchomp, and my reasoning is that I'm in a Sandstorm, and I have Bright Powder. If he goes for a Rage Fist, I'm hoping it fucking misses. Let's go for an Earthquake here. Garchomp will go first. Definitely go first. I'm also gonna go for... Jesus fucking Christ. Annihilate goes first again. Okay. So I end up taking damage for no reason. That sucks. But Mousehole dies. Good reasons. I'm tired of the rat family. Annihilate protected itself and misses on Garchomp. So at least I missed on myself. So it's doing something. The Sand Veil and Bright Powder. Alright, Talonflame comes out. Talonflame's gonna be a problem, because he's probably gonna want to do a Tailwind, and Annihilate is going to outspeed Garchomp. So that's a problem. Let's go for a Rock Slide. Yeah, Tailwind, and then Annihilate is just gonna do Annihilate things. And the Rage Fist goes off. So that is absolutely murdering whoever it hits. Yeah. Well, shit. Okay, Talonflame lives, but the Sandstorm will take it out. So your sash doesn't matter, sir. But I'm not living this game at all, ever. The amount of damage that thing did not take from that Terra Blast, even though it was a neutral hit, fine, whatever. But Jesus motherfucking tap dancing Christ, that was like 0 damage. Okay, Golden Go. I don't love to see it because Golden Go is a huge special attack threat. So Earthworm, not happy to see that. I guess Earthquake. And I could Shed Tail here, but Shed Tail takes half health instead of quarter, and I don't have anybody to switch into. So I'm really not... And even then, it wouldn't matter because they've got Tailwind. So I guess all I really can do is just go for an unboosted body press, hoping that I can actually do some damage into Annihilate, which I don't really think I'm going to. Okay, he goes for a Nasty Plot. Okay, I guess get greedy because he can. He goes for a Rage Fist. That's gonna KO. Oh, I live on 3 health. Sure. Alright. Orthworm doesn't take the hit because... Oh my god, I killed it! Oh, Jesus! But Golden Go is also absurdly tanky for some goddamn reason. And Tyranitar dies to my own sand. Cool. Well, this is a scenario that I did not want to be in with Orthworm. I can't really do anything to it. Like, at all. I either do no effect or resisted. And it's Golden Go against an Orthworm. All he has to do is just sneeze. So, alright, cool. Alright. So, not loving this team. The Houndstone is a waste of oxygen, and I wasted a lot of time making one. Honestly, no, I was still more disappointed with Great Tusk than I was Houndstone, because at least Houndstone got a KO. I don't think I've ever gotten a KO with my Great Tusk, even in Sunlight. But yeah, I got rid of the Annihilate eventually. But it only took me like 500 years. Anywho. So, yeah, the Sand team just really didn't work. I was really hoping that with Houndstone, I wasn't going to have to worry too much about, speed tiers and speed stuff. But that really wasn't the case. Houndstone is just defensively garbage. It doesn't do enough damage. Even with a choice band on it, it still did very underwhelming damage. Which is really saying something, because that choice band gives it a 50% multiplier. It just, God, it was just terrible. So, goodbye. And the team just didn't really work the way I wanted it to. And I know it's a small chance, but Garchomp only getting one miss, that honestly didn't matter because it probably would have survived the earthquake. Was just like I said, though, I'm not going to have a whole lot of time next week to really do a whole lot. I'm still going to stream on Wednesday and Friday, but I'm not going to have things as well prepared as usually. Well prepared in some aspects, but I'm not going to have time to really do a lot of research, so I'm probably not going to have any teams from anybody on YouTube, which is fine because a lot of people right now are not doing a whole lot of new showcases. I think a lot of people are well, on one hand, you've got a lot of people who are just tired of Pokemon because it's, we're 8 months into Scarlet and Violet, so the hype train is really died down, and we're super duper late into Regulation C, and given that Regulation D does have a lot of negativity associated with it, I think, people are just getting bored with the format, and it's finally running down into a lull, and people are just not looking forward to the future. So it's kind of like a perfect storm of just shittiness for Pokemon content creators and just Pokemon enjoyers in general, because with all the drama with Worlds, especially in Korea and Japan, and this whole mess with Reg D, and just the general mess of things that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and have just, wow, they have spectacularly dug that grave and dove in head first. But I did not mind this team, but the whole point about it was to have Stonejourner really boost his allies with that power spot, and I really didn't feel that it made a difference whether he was there or not, because of just the stupid amount of damage that Armor Rouge does. But I immediately get walled by dark types that come in. Even with the power spot in there, his other two moves just didn't really make up for it. And I really thought that having the energy ball would have kind of put me in a better position against Tinglu, and it really wasn't the case. So that kind of sucks. But I think I don't dislike this team. I might just do something different with it. So maybe something that doesn't require a whole lot of setup with Mousehold over here tricking or switcherooing a ring target onto a dark type. But we'll see. Yeah. I like I said, I've got kind of like ideas for next Wednesday's VGC stream, but they're just really ideas. I really don't like the look of these teams. I might do something completely different. I'm not 100% sure yet. I do want to talk to Mop, though, and see if they are wanting to do a stream tomorrow for shiny stuff. And hopefully do a shiny giveaway, because I have not done that in a long time. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, like I said, gonna be busy next week. So I won't have anything fun or exciting, really. I'm just gonna kind of slap together what I can do. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I have had a lot of fun tonight. Even though we didn't do very well tonight, I did still have fun. Like, this is one of the more fun nights of losing that I've had. I think it was it last Wednesday or the Saturday before that? Or the Friday before that. I'm not 100% sure, but we went on a lose streak, and I got super salty real quick, and I was just like, I want to just go do something else. But, anywho, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye.